Hello and welcome everybody to the GG League Season 2. This is the first quarterfinal. Goomba Gaming versus Vega Squadron, previously known as Urop B or Pulo, however you knew them before. But it is a best of 3 series, so should be a pretty damn exciting one. Vega Squadron, maybe they're a slightly hotter team at the moment, but Goomba, definitely a solid team on their own right, or in their own right. But we are HeflaTV, your English coverage. I am Coucher, and I am joined by the long lost Blackadder man. How you doing?
Not too bad, lad, not too bad. It's been an odd day for me, but it seems we're off to an odd draft as well. We've got a Phoenix ban. Now, I know I've been gone a little bit lately due to illness, but Phoenix ban? Is it really that worth it?
I mean, I have really, I think, only seen like one, maybe a maximum of two Phoenix plays myself, or at least have been able to cast them, and they have been extremely underwhelming. They've played like off lane and gotten completely shut down, really not doing anything in the game, so I'm not too sure. And the games I have seen of Goomba, they haven't played it either, but I guess I haven't seen like a crazy amount of Goomba, so maybe Vega Squadron, they have some previous knowledge from like practicing against each other or something, but I wouldn't think it's just first ban or first phase ban worthy.
Yeah, it's my thought exactly. I mean, unless they do have some inside knowledge from playing each other, you'd think a Faceless Void could be more worth a ban. Even Death, well, Death probably did get banned. Other options, hell, I'd even say a Weaver ban on the offshoot, considering this is Goomba. They have been known for Weaver in the past.
Yeah, I mean, Goomba just even throw Warlord against them would be a better ban, I think, or might be at least. But I mean, Razor, something like anything else, to be honest. But we'll see. Goomba, of course, they eliminated an Ogre and the Elder Titan. Elder Titan at this point is just crazy how popular that hero is. It's just pretty much nothing got changed about him, but suddenly people are like, oh crap, Natural Order is actually that strong. So everybody wants to play him. But
Yeah, it's like jumping back 2 months ago. I mean, we did see a lot of Elder Titan then. Now, Tide Hunter seems to have taken his place, with Elder Titan being banned, whereas previously you'd see Tide Hunter banned and Elder Titan picked.
well, wow, Goomba going for a Doom as well, so looks like they definitely do not want any Ravages to come out. Of course, once Tidehunter gets a Blink Dagger, you should more or less guaranteed be able to get off that Ravage before, unless Doombringer manages to just wrap around and come in from behind.
Well, the Doom, I honestly haven't had the joy of casting a Doom since the patch, so how big were the impacts from the nerf that he received, specifically the passives no longer being disabled by Doom?
Well, to be honest, it probably affected him being picked more than anything else. If he's picked, he can still be strong, but sometimes you just kind of like want to go for Orb of Venom, for example, because some passives will be there, so you need some more uptime in just chasing people down or whatnot. Or, of course, Aghanim Scepter is more of a popular choice now on Doombringer, so I guess that's like the biggest change it's invoked there. Just, you want, kind of want the passives to get shut down. The funniest thing is, though, when Tidehunter gets doomed, the Kraken Shell, like, it doesn't purge off the Doom itself, but can purge off other stuns and slows. It's a really funny interaction, to be honest.
Fair enough. That was one of the ones I was about to ask about, considering it doesn't mute the Kraken Shell anymore, so does he get free of Doom? But if that's not the case, it's not as strong as I thought it could be. Still going to the draft, we see bans on the Dazzle, the Rubik, the Puck, and the Slark. So taking away some of the team fight survivability supports, like stealing, let's say stealing the Tidehunter's Ravage. Goomba not going to be able to do that this game, and there'll be no Dazzle Shallow Grave play, but we'll certainly see an Earthshaker for Vega. Now, Earthshaker, this could be very, very good here, specifically with the Skywrath Mage. And I remember before my little absence, Skywrath Mage Earthshaker every day of the week. Has this been happening still while I've been gone?
I can't say it has really, at least not for the games I've casted. Maybe I casted more Southeast Asian Dota recently, so that might be one of the reasons, but you see Earthshaker a lot less than you used to at the moment. It's still just as strong as a hero, but well, it's just not picked up as frequently anymore. It's all about like Elder Titan, Ogre Magi, Vengeful Spirit maybe even instead of the Earthshaker. But Skywrath Mage is still up there.
Yeah, Skywrath Mage Earthshaker I always thought was quite a powerful combination. It seems odd whenever I'm casting Skywrath Earthshaker. It seems to be a given. But now, Goomba, what do they pick into this? I mean, they're fighting some very big AoE teamfight combinations here. Ravage into Echo Slam. It could get all or more worse depending on what the next few picks are, but for Goomba it'll be an Ancient Apparition. So looking to try to set up the control with the Brewmaster and the Doom just being able to chase things down, combine in Ice Blast, you've got Chilling Touch, some nice slows to go around. AA could work, but normally when we see AA, I'm looking for a Faceless Void, but does a Void really fit Goomba's lineup?
Well, they could go for it depending on how they want to run the Doombringer. I'm not too sure if it's supposed to be like an offlane Doombringer. If they wanted to go a little bit greedy, you could even go for a jungle one. But Faceless Void definitely would be good in a sense that Tidehunter would have an even harder time to go for a proper Ravage, or just maybe buy enough time for the Doombringer to get his own Doom on the Tide. But at the moment already, just with the Ancient Aberration and the Doom, if the Ice Blast connects on the target who gets ultimated by Doom, there is almost just like zero chance for that hero to survive.
Yeah, that's quite a point. And the thing is, if you did pick up the Void, you would want to play it in a more aggressive style. He will be the one to frontline everything. So maybe even the Aghanims build on the Faceless Void, it'll help him tank up. The Chrono's going to be what it's all about. That'll let the Doom set up on the right target. AA can get a good Ice Blast. Brewmaster can then get into position, get some good Thunderclap damage off, and then split. But you're still wanting some more damage to throw into said Chrono, to throw into that pot. What do you go for? Something like an Invoker? But then surely you're running too many cores.
I guess you can go like for maybe... it's hard. It might be like Doombringer jungle in that case with Brewmaster mid, Faceless safe lane, or... No, it can't be like that. Faceless off lane and Invoker mid, Brew safe lane, I don't know. They could run something like that if they really wanted to. But the Faceless Void, like I said, might just not kind of fit into the lineup, or... The Faceless Void, I guess, okay, it fits into the lineup, but it would also just take away the position for another strong hero to help into the Chronosphere, like you mentioned. Maybe they would lack some damage there. Especially now that Vega Squadron, going for the Viper, it's another just tanky core. Corrosive Skin, extremely annoying to go through. So, I don't know, man. Goomba Gaming, it's really up to them. Although, then again, they could run like Doombringer in the jungle still, but pick up something like a Troll safe lane and then Faceless Void off lane, something like those lines.
That could work, but going into a Viper, Troll can be quite kited, to say. I mean, you can just kite with the Poison Attack and the Viper Strike, and Troll Warlord loses a lot of his effectiveness, which is, sorry, quite unfortunate. Whereas, to deal with a Viper, you really just need to blow him up pretty damn quickly. That or expend the Doom on him so he can't orb walk your team down. I mean, then you still risk the Tide getting his Ravage off. This is quite the draft from Vega, and I'm liking it so far. But how are Goomba going to counter?
Yeah, they could also go for something like a Sand King, I guess. Just get that Blink, Burst Strike possibility, and of course Epicenter to follow as well. Might just be enough burst damage, or... Well, it's not like burst damage like from Finger of Death from the Lion or something, but it's close enough. It deals the damage within a reasonably short period, but Disruptor the pick instead for Goomba. I mean, Static Storm is an excellent ability against Tidehunter if you get it together with the Kinetic Field, just because although you have the Kraken Shell, you are inside an area which silences rather than having a debuff on you. So I guess that's nice, but...
Yeah, one of the classic counters to Tidehunter. There's no way to stop it. The interesting one here, I find, though, isn't the Static Storm, it's the Glimpse, because Glimpse can do a lot to stop these Blink Dagger initiations to an extent. It can also be used to punish the TP play that we're going to be able to see around the Tier 1 towers specifically, since the lineup from Vega, they're all about TPing to defend. You've got a fight brewing at a tower, Tidehunter comes in, Ravage, or Earthshaker comes in, Echo Slam.
Well, the thing is, though, the Glimpse isn't going to be fast enough to stop the Echo Slam or the Ravage. I guess it's going to help at least for that regard that there's not going to be an Anchor Smash to follow up, or Earthshaker cannot follow up with the Enchant Totem and the Fissure Stuns to follow with the Aftershock. So it still might end up working as intended for them. But of course, Goomba, maybe with the Disruptor pick, they want to kind of enforce some of their own aggression as well. Because if Vega, let's say they go for a push or something, they always, like every single time, they have to back off as full 5 and leave nobody behind. But that's really hard to coordinate within a team.
Yeah, I can believe that. They're gonna have to play as a team, as a unit. If they step out of position, they are liable to death. And it's going to be quite the interesting way to see how it's played in this one. But going into the final picks here, where do you think Vega's going to go? I mean, I'm expecting mid lane Viper, off lane Tide, and that is not what I expected.
Okay then, so I'm not entirely sure if they're going to run it, but they might be edging towards an aggressive tri lane even with this, like Viper, Earthshaker, Skyref, leaving Tide safe and Zeus mid lane, something like that. And I do have to say, I have seen an uncanny amount of Zeus recently. That hero
Yeah.
just... He popped out from kind of nowhere. It's a great hero, of course, but if you're not like too tanky as a hero, especially early on. If you get like Aghanim Scepter, still you have a pretty nice health pool and whatnot, but until then, like Blink, Thunderclap, and Ice Blast to follow, you're just gone.
You're going to have to play very carefully. It's all going to be about the positioning with the Zeus, which makes me think maybe not Russian Aghanims, but Russian Force stuff to try to get out of these hairy positions, for lack of a better word. But for the last pick, we got a Terrorblade, and I'm surprised that got left in the pool of all things. Terrorblade can do some serious damage here, specifically if this goes past, say, the 30-minute mark, maybe even earlier than that. I mean, Zeus, he can deal a lot of good upfront damage, but if Terrorblade starts to get towards late game, Zeus will not stand, nor will the Viper.
It is going to be rather hard for them indeed. Of course, early on, then again, Zeus is excellent in killing off the Terrorblade because your health pool really sucks. You have one of the worst strength gains in the game. So it's like Lightning Bolt plus a little bit extra and he's dead. Of course, the hardest thing as always is kind of figuring out which one is the real Terrorblade. But they also have Echo Slam, which is gonna be decentish from the Earthshaker and everything else. But if I was Vega, I also really wouldn't want to go into the later stages of the game. Like you said, past 30 minutes already might get somewhat hard for them. It really depends on the amount of dominance they're gonna be able to show earlier, but it's not like Goomba's lanes are just extremely weak or anything either.
No, I don't count Goomba's lanes as weak. They need to be very careful with their positioning. I'd say they can frontline a lot of damage between Thunderclap. They've got a good amount of control with the Disruptor as well as the Ancient Apparition. The thing I can see as a problem is Vega have an early game advantage. Vega can come in with the Fissure, look to do some good damage with the Viper. They'll have a Ravage, probably an early Ravage as well. I expect Ravage to be online at latest the 8-minute mark. And then they also have to contend with Zeus. And Zeus is going to be played in the mid lane role in this case by the looks of things. So extra damage, Thunder God's Wrath. It's going to be down to Goomba to guard their early game and look to take this late.
Yeah, it's just a matter of can they, because Vega as a team, they are excellent with early aggression. They've had such great results recently as well, especially in the BOC, the Battle of Central Europe. I do believe they're in like the winner bracket final or maybe the winner bracket semi-final. So they've been just going through teams like Virtus.pro, Polar, Power Rangers and whatnot. So we'll see, but to introduce the lineups as well. So for Vega Squadron on the Radiant side, Seema the Slayer playing the Earthshaker, standing on top of a Haystrom, picks it up as well. Arseek on the Skyref Mage, leaving the last one being King Gar on the Viper, with no one heading towards the mid lane as the Zeus, the Thunder God, and CA will be the last one on the Tide Hunter.
And on the flip side of this coin, Goomba, they've got Edie playing the Disruptor, who's actually taking a few punches right now from Seema. He's going to have to be very respectful of the Earthshaker, especially with that Haystrom, and all it'll take is one rotation to cause all manner of problems, but they're going to poke and prod for now. Then over on the safe lane, they've got Gasha onto the AA, who could be in a lot of trouble here, could be First Blood. All it'll take is a few more right clicks. Can they get enough? The Arcane Bolt will clean that one up, and Zeke manages to clean that up, get First Blood for his team, and the early aggression that you were looking for already starting. And let's get back to business here. The rest of the team, you've got RNM on the Terrorblade, and then over towards the mid lane, up against the Zeus, you've got Exist on the Brewmaster. And finally, in the off lane role, we do have Chill going to go toe-to-toe with CA on the Doom. But Doom versus Tide, I don't know about you, but I favor the Tide in this matchup.
Oh, Seema might be in trouble. Chilling Touch, they're gonna get the counter kill. My god, that damage. Just Metamorphosis level 1. But it's enough to get the range for you. Chilling Touch as well to follow. Edie takes a lot of harass damage in return, as does Kasha just from Arcane Bolts and Poison attacks, but it is 1-for-1 for now at least. But they can do so only ever so often, because Metamorphosis is just a massive cooldown.
It wasn't just Metamorphosis, though, increasing the damage. He also had the Chilling Touch. That's plus 70 damage total per right click. That is an absolutely insane amount this early in the game.
Oh, it certainly, especially if you have 3 ranged heroes at the same time as well. But now that the Metamorphosis isn't there, it's gonna be a little bit harder. Disruptor and Ancient Apparition can still make good use of that ability, of course. But the rest is like so-so. But looking at the other matchups, Zeus at the moment 9-2 compared to a 10-0. So mid lane, I guess Zeus might not have enough, although once he gets like level 5, level 3 Lightning Bolt, Exist even with a bottle might start struggling a tiny bit. Bottom lane though, as the levels increase, probably Tidehunter will take the upper hand in pure last hits. But then again, Doom has to devour for extra gold anyway, so it's all the lanes except for the top lane should be like rather even, and maybe even the top lane will end up just rather equal.
The top lane, as I keep ranting on about this, but it is all about the positioning. Terrorblade can get kills if King R steps out of position a little bit, especially with the Ancient Apparition to back him up. But if RNM oversteps his boundaries, it can go the same the other way. Just look how much damage has been thrown into RNM by one Arcane Bolt and a bit of damage from King R. Speaking of damage, going to be thrown back into our Zeke, and he's not going to survive this one. Cleaned up by Edie on that Disruptor.
Got a little bit overeager, just going for RMN there. They really needed the Fissure there, but Earthshaker, he was rotating into the mid lane. Of course, it was still worth it since Earthshaker's Fissure in the mid lane kind of guaranteed the kill on Exist. So they got the Brewmaster and lost the Disruptor for it in the just grand scheme of things. So all is fine still in the end. And RMN, at least he has 8 last hits. It's maybe a little bit more than I would have expected this early on, but now he's gonna have the Metamorphosis coming off cooldown as well. Has 1 point into Conjure Image. Oh, the Fissure is there, oh, perfect block as well. Can he escape this? The damage isn't all that high, but the 8-second Fissure is just way too much for him.
Yeah, there's no way to escape that one. Nothing his team can do to save him. That was a very well-placed Fissure coming out of Seema. And all it takes is those little lacks of positioning. This is what I keep going on about. These mistakes will be punished, and it can make or break the game.
Yeah, mid lane now, RC came in as well. They really want to make the Brewmaster's life a living hell, kind of, or maybe guarantee that Zeus gets off to a rather good start. And now, just as Arseek was kind of backing off, the Earthshaker is hanging about, but now top lane Kingar might be in some trouble if they have the glimpse. No, never mind. Not a single point to it. Now he hits level 3. And they are gonna make a go. Kinetic Field will not land the glimpse they needed, but it's not in range, or rather, he was lacking some mana for it. So now he's gonna lack even more mana just because the spell's whiffed.
Well, that's the downside here. If they don't have that hard stun right now, they can't lock down. It's the deficit of the supporting combo for Goomba. When you think about how many stuns they actually have, they've only got a mini stun on Sunder and Brewmaster's Earth Panda. That's it. They have no other stuns. Whereas Vega, Ravage, Fissure, Echo Slam, Enchant Totem, they've got all of the stuns in the world.
And they also get another kill onto the Brewmaster as well, so that boulder to a stun that might be coming out from the Brewmaster is going to be delayed by that little bit.
Lane, Edie could be in a lot of trouble as well. He just got a Fissure, but unfortunately Sima doesn't get it on the right side.
Oh man, this is a rather action-packed early game. Of course, from the lane, just a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, you would kind of expect it, but I really have to commend Vega's focus in the mid lane and them not actually losing anything on the top lane during the same time. I guess Terrorblade is getting some last hit thanks to just it being a dual offlane rather than a tri-lane offlane. But still, I mean, Viper is farming up. They're getting the kills on the Brewmaster. Zeus already has the Arcane Boots as well, and they bottle just... That's crazy amounts of farm. Plus, of course, Zeus, once you get that level 4 Lightning Bolt, he can just go tri-lane and...
Chill's in a lot of trouble. 8 of Thunder God's Wrath. Just all the Arcane Bolts going to chase up. I don't think our Zeke will be able to finish him off. The Arcane Bolts don't land enough damage, and unless there's a rotation, Chill's going to be safe. In fact, they may try to re-engage here. They're going to turn around. Our Zeke in a lot of trouble. The Thunderclap will clean up, and Exist will get that kill.
Yeah, vision is key at the moment. Had I had a Rune Ward bottom lane, this wouldn't have happened. Sky of Mage 100% would have backed off. So they get themselves a little something as well here. Chill still has his ultimate, might try to go for the Tidehunter, but I really think he needs that Scorched Earth for the kill.
Yes, he does. Without any form of stun to really catch CA, he's just going to walk away. It's the deficit of their lineup, as I keep mentioning. They need some form of lockdown, and it would not surprise me to see that on another lane. But top lane, speaking of other lanes, King R in a lot of trouble, does eat quite a few right clicks from this Metamorphosis Terrorblade, and in comes the block. Gasher is actually caught out of position here. Didn't get stunned, didn't eat the damage, but could still go down to a couple of right clicks from the Viper should he come round. But no, it's going to be a case of Simid's going to get the hell out of dodge instead, and the Thunderclap from the Brewmaster from Exist will kill out the Viper.
That was just way too greedy, and well, they didn't even go for full greed. At least had they dove for it completely, they would have maybe gotten the kill on the Ancient Apparition at the very least. But Edie finds RC, glimpse back as well. He still wants to keep on going Kinetic Field, but this time around I think it's Disruptor overstaying his welcome. They don't have the Gush though on CA, so it might not even get punished at all. Chill, he's around as well. I really thought that they might just kill off the Disruptor, but not to be. Chill, he pops the Doom onto the Tidehunter. Are we going to see some TP assistance? No, we're not. Few more right clicks, Orb of Venom to slow him down as well. Kraken Shell helps a little bit, but is he gonna get denied at the very least? Concussive shot? Nope, not denied. Chill, they get the kill. Goomba, they are striking back, or rather Vega maybe have gone just a little bit sloppy in the past minutes.
It's quite possible, but if you think about it, I say the downside is their lack of stuns. Look at Chill's damage output. He's got an alpha. He has an enormous amount of right-click damage. That's enough to clean up those 2 kills easily. Like, if Chill gets kills like that and farm to back it up, this Doom is going to be damn scary in about 5 minutes' time.
Oh, he might just be in some trouble here though. With the Magic Stick, at least has enough mana for a level 4 Scorched Earth. That's just so much survivability, but is it even going to be enough? He's going for the TP out in the darkness. Nope, Fisher is there just in time. Gush to follow as well. Zeus picks up yet another kill for himself. So, at least they get the kill, but what item progression do you think the Doom is even going to go for? Do you still go for a Hand of Midas, or do you just build kind of utility style?
I don't think we're going to see a Hand of Midas. So Midas...
Oh, did you drop off just now? I at least can't hear you anymore, so hopefully it's gonna kind of fix itself, but Brewmaster comes to the top lane, they want Kingar, but won't get in range fast enough, and Viper just TPs out to be on the safe side. But Black? Oh, internet connection problems. Okay, we're trying to get the call back. That was a bit of a shame, but hopefully it's gonna kind of sort itself out. At least stream isn't dropping any frames, so that was my first worry here. But Exist with an Invis rune, gonna scout out our Seek. He wants to go for the Sky of Mage. It's gonna be such an easy kill if he just pops the Primal Split. Is he gonna do it though? Yes, he is. Ancient Seal wasn't there in time. Fisher might still be enough, but now it's a little bit too late. Or is it? Oh, perfect block. Our Seek, he's gonna be fine. That's it. Just the power of a Earthshaker. And wait, I'm not too sure if he completely dropped out of Skype or it's just something between our call. Okay, so there's some issue between us too. So I'm gonna keep on going, at least you on stream should be able to hear me. And when he comes back, he'll probably let me know. So 6-6 is the kill score. By the way things started, I would have expected Vega to maybe lead a little bit more comfortably so. But Chill on the bottom lane, has the Scorched Earth ready, has the Doom at his disposal. So maybe even go for the solo kill. Of course Corrosive Skin will make it a little bit harder since you're gonna be slowed down every single step of the way. But looking at the graphs now, about a 1k net worth lead for Vega. XP 1k as well. So nothing too massive at all, in all fairness. Oh, but they go in, bottom lane, the glimpse back onto ED. Zeus cannot follow up, but there's a Thunder Gust Wrath. ED drops so damn low, but 39 HP separates him and Death. So he does make it out. Really nice glimpse coming out there as well. Zeus, of course, with the Force Staff came in to get a little bit closer, but that just meant that you will get glimpsed back a little bit farther. But 1-1 now is the KDA on the Viper, so hasn't been all that active for the kills or anything. Mid lane, Seaman not going to get caught by Exist either, who has a Regen Rune, so can spam out all of his mana if needed. Top lane, Tidehunter farming up, has the Arcane Boots, Magic Stick, doesn't quite have a Blink Dagger yet since, well, Doombringer was actually more impactful against the Tidehunter on lane than I would have expected. Maybe did get some assistance later on as well, but really nice farm on the Doombringer nonetheless so far. About 700 gold after he finished up. Just a Ring of Passy, was that it? Magic Wand as well, I guess, so not going for anything massive quite yet. No mech, no blink, although blink still might be coming out next. Maybe go for drums instead. As ED, unfortunately for Goomba, he's not level 6 yet, but then again, Ancient Apparition is Kasha. He has himself the Ice Blast. Are they gonna start using them for just easy kills? I mean, Zeus with the Force Staff now is gonna have a slightly easier escape from really anything that Goomba has to throw at him. But then again, Glimpse, he's already level 3, has a rather high just range on it as it is. So even the Force Staff might not be enough in some cases, especially now if Exists. Only in 100 gold, 125. He's gonna have himself the Blink Dagger on the Brew. And Blink, Thunderclap into Primal Split. Oh, but top lane, there's the Ice Vortex, Chilling Touch as well. They're gonna go for the Ice Blast is flying. Is it gonna connect on Tidehunter? Oh, yes it is. I don't think there's an escape. Maybe denied. Although with the Ice Blast on him, even deny is gonna get a lot harder. And yeah, he's just gonna go down. A little bit unfortunate for him, but really nicely done by Goomba. The Doombringer, I really like how active he's been with just his ultimate. So 6-7 now is the kill score. Goomba not looking too bad at all, and we have a callback. Yes, are you back, man?
I should be reconnecting in now. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. I seem to not be able to catch a break, as it seems Chill can't either. He does eat a Thunder God's Wrath. Could be going down. Hastening on Zeus. He's going to be able to clean up the Doom, and, well, Glimpse isn't going to put him back into the Static Storm, but in comes...
And I think he dropped out once again, but sorry guys, as you'll set or not you'll set or...
anyone, it seems.
Well, are you still here? You cut out for a little while again?
Testing?
I can hear you at the moment at least, but... Okay guys, this is...
I'm unsure, but in the game we've still got RNM going to be taking right clicks from SEMA.
Well, this... This is a little bit awkward, man, but hopefully it's kind of gonna fix itself out, because I heard you somewhat at least. You kept dropping out a little bit. Did your internet drop completely or what happened?
My internet just exploded. I honestly have no idea.
But exist, they popped the Ravage for the kill on the Brewmaster. Do they even have enough damage? I guess they do. And now Ice Blast will land on 2 in return. ED though completely out of mana. Can't do really much of anything apart from the kinetic field. So in the end, the kill score 9 for 9. This particular engagement I think ended as a 2 for 3 as Zeus takes a fall mid lane. Chill finds yet another kill with the Doom.
In the mid lane he may even find more. He's going to go for SEMA. And a couple more right clicks could finish him off. One more in fact might do it, especially with a crit. But the 1 enchant totem stun looks to be enough to keep Chill alive. Are they going to be able to turn to this? I don't think they are. And they're going to lose their tier 1 to that RNM Terrorblade. And Terrorblade doing what Terrorblade does, split pushing, starting to get that ball rolling.
So at this point in time, do you think Vega has accomplished enough to deal with the Terrorblade at some point, or has it just been a little bit lackluster?
Give me a moment to just check the graphs and get my bearings again after the tech issues. Did I keep dropping my voice in the team fight as well, or?
Yeah, a little bit, but now it seems to be fine at least.
I blame Skype for that one. Skype seems to take longer to reconnect, but we've got a net worth, 1.5k gold advantage to way of Goomba, and about a 0 experience difference between the two teams. So Vega, I don't think they've accomplished enough. They don't have a gold lead, they don't have an experience lead, and right now the Terrorblade is just starting to farm and push towers. Right now Vega are on the clock.
And at least Vega now have a blink on the Tidehunter, but even so, you can only use his ultimate every 2.5 minutes. It's going to be extremely hard, especially since Viper, he has been rather shut down. I mean, he has an Ogre Club. Is he really going for a straight off BKB as well here?
A straight off BKB? I honestly don't think so. A straight off BKB, I don't think it's the right call. They need some more damage. Damage is going to be everything in my mind. I mean, the Viper, a mech would also be better, just to give his team some more longevity. But a straight BKB, what's that protect him from? It doesn't help him from Doom. Helps him with the Ice Blast and maybe the Glimpse. And speaking of incoming defenses, CA could look for more. He does not have the Ravage, so he can't really look to take this one on as much as he would like. And he's just going to come in to try to clear the creep wave. Does have SEMA backing him up, but it's a case of TP away with the Terrorblade, and he's going to start split pushing elsewhere.
I mean, they really, Vega, they started off well, but then a couple of mistakes and just the rotations didn't keep on coming from them. They went a little bit passive from some point onwards. Goomba now, they got the 11 Sky Shadow. He's probably going to lose his life. Gets his Ice Blast off at least, but one more Lightning Bolt will be the end of him. Never mind, not even needed. Arcane Bolt does him in from the Skywrath. So they get the 1 kill, but they're mostly getting support kills at the moment. Whereas Goomba, they're just picking off cores every single time they have the Doom available. And now Doombringer with an Invis Rune is around and hunting. They get another tower down with the Terrorblade. They're just getting so much out of this all of a sudden. I mean, it looked decent as, well, SEMA does go down to the Doombringer. As I said, looking for the kill with the Invis Rune. He's up to 4k gold. Like, what?
He could go for an AC at this point and finish it in a reasonable time. He could, hell, dare I say, go for a Radiance, although I highly doubt that. He has Pick of the Litter. He can go for any item he wants to. And this is just the thing with the Doom. He has that gold acceleration from the Devour. He's been killing since a very early point in the game. He had a very early Alpha Wolf, so he has the right click damage to back it up. The Terrorblade is a problem, yes, but the Doom is the one that has made the game here so far for Goomba.
I mean, like you said, he can really go for any item he wants. A BKB wouldn't even be a horrible choice with all the magic damage coming out from Vega. It's a ridiculous amount that they have, to be fair. Just the stuns, the damage, everything. But there is a smoke coming out from Goomba. They are hungry for more. They have a level 2 primal split as well, with the Blink Thunderclap, of course. Man, if I was Vega, I'd be a little bit scared, but they are counter-smoked. It might be a 5-on-5 here.
It could be, but they're going to bring ED down immediately. They're going to check the Roshan pit, but from the back lines, they're going to eat the Ice Blast. It does connect on 3, and this fight could go sideways here. In comes the Echo Slam. Going to go straight into Exist. If they can bring him down, that'll be fine, but he does manage to get the Primal Split off in time. The Silence did not land, and that's a big problem. The Brewmaster will be able to escape this one now with pretty much no contest, you'd think. I mean, as long as one of these pandas survive, it's gold. They're going to try to cordon off the Earth Panda and follow it. If they do that, they might be able to finish off the Brew, but there is no backup here. There's the Thunder God's Wrath. That seemed like a massive overcommittance.
It really did. I'm not too sure if they didn't have faith in their other abilities to be able to stop a Blink Dagger or what, but... well, they get the kill at least. It's not that huge of a cooldown. Plus, of course, maybe it was like to stop the possible Blink Dagger from the others, or just get vision of where the others are. But, well, they're at least gonna get the tier 1 for their troubles as well here.
Well, getting these towers equalized has got to be one of the highest priorities for Vega. They are behind, they are on the back foot, they don't have something that can go late game as heavy as a Terrorblade, so they have to make their plays count in the first 30 minutes. The towers, they need more. One tower is not enough, especially when they're 3 towers down. Maybe Roshan, that could be the order of business. We do see the entire team starting to lurk around there, and if they go for the Roshan and finish him off, perfect. But can they finish it off in time? I don't think so. And Zeke just getting bashed by Roshan. Any more bashes and he would die.
Roshan's too strong. Oh, glimpse back into the Roche Pit as well. Might just get bashed once more. Roshan, come on. Go aggro that Skyrock Mage. They're gonna get even ED, but Exist cleans up the counter kill, and now no one. Reflection slows him down. Ice Blast comes in just a second before he forced himself in that direction. So it's a support for support. Not too bad.
Support for support, I suppose, does favor Vega, but they're going to lose Seema once again to Chill, and Chill is just doing so much work. Necro 2, he's got enough to upgrade it straight to a Necro 3. After that, he could go for the AC. Doom is scary. Chill is outright scary.
Oh, he most certainly is, and... well, you were saying that Vega, they just don't have enough towers down, and that's really the weakness of their lineup as well. They might be able to fight, but where does the tower push come from? I mean, I guess they have like Nether Toxin, but it's not the greatest of pushing abilities. And even if they completely dominated, high ground pushes would be hard. But Kingar now, there's the Static Storm, Kinetic Field, Ice Blast to follow, Exist comes in, Blink, Thunderclap. They get the counter kill, and now Gasha might be in some trouble if they want to use Mystic Flare. Never mind, don't even need it with no one being there. Now Exist, can they force a Primal Split out of him?
If they can force a Primal Split, that would near enough be worth it, but... again, it's supports for a core, and losing the Viper for those 2 supports, I don't think is worth it, not at all.
At least they kind of clear up the space for a potential tower push, so if they get a tier 1 tower, definitely a lot better. But then again, having said that, a tier 2 tower just falls, Araman, the Terrorblade, the one to get the last hit. That's gonna be his meta style finished if he wants to finish that item up. If not, you can start the Eye of Scadia, or really whatever you choose to go for. Plus, as you start to get more levels, you get more points to stats as well, just because you're most likely gonna leave the Reflection at level 1. This isn't looking good for Vega at this point at all. Man, tier 1 tower, even that push went pretty slow for them. I mean, what's their plan?
Vega's plan, they just need to scramble for as much gold as possible and try to get the core items up as soon as possible. They've got Blink on the Tide, which is certainly going to help get those good Ravages, but more importantly, they need, I should think, a Veil of Discord. That'll help out. Not a Bloodstone on the Zeus, which is now finished. I would think either a Veil, a Refresher, even a Aghanims, but they at least managed to get the Doom killed in the middle lane. But they did have to, I believe, commit Ravage for that? No, they didn't. Yes, they did.
Yeah, it was just Blink Ravage straight next to him, Mystic Flare to follow, but Ice Blast is flying in. If they kill the Necro Warrior now, it might be some trouble for them. But they're managing to outrun it and didn't kill it just randomly. Fortunately for them, and Bloodstone finished on the Zeus as well. How much will the Bloodstone actually give to the Zeus in this game? It's always the case with Bloodstones. If you go for it, if you lose the just stacks immediately, that item is almost useless. Whereas if you start gaining the stacks, it's gonna be all well and good, but do you think Bloodstone was even the just best decision to go for?
I honestly don't think the Bloodstone is right at all. It does not feel right. But other item wise, King R at least did not go for a BKB. He did go for the Aghanims, which is going to help out. Being able to slow down that Terrorblade is going to be one of the higher priorities this game. But Terrorblade does now have his BKB, so he's going to be at least more resilient to the damage of Vega.
Well, BKB definitely will help quite a lot for the Terrorblade. And not only that, that's gonna kind of slow down his just strength as an actual right clicker as well. But top lane, Blink, Prime Split comes out, Thunderclap before, of course, and Zeus. I don't think he's gonna be able to escape. And that's what we were talking about. Ice Blast to follow as well. He can't even get the counter. He does commit suicide, so I guess that's a positive, but already down 3 Bloodstone charges.
Yeah, going straight down 3 Bloodstone charges is not what you want when you get a Bloodstone. I mean, we're 23 minutes in. He pretty much just finished the Bloodstone, already down 3 charges. He could have invested all of that gold into a Veil. He could have got some components towards Aghanims. Either would have helped them tank up. One would give you armor, one gives you straight stats. And now we're looking for the Echo Slam. But the BKB does come out from RNM. In comes the Thunder God's Wrath. In comes all of the counter damage from Goomba. And they managed to finish off the Earthshaker. They got Doom onto no one. If they go for him, that could be ideal. But Arzik is going to try to finish off Chill. A bit more damage into Chill and he might fall. Arcane Bolts, Gush. He looks like he'll go down here, especially now he's running into King R. And they'll get a Doom for an Earthshaker. But the tier 2 still did fall. And the Terrorblade got away from this one.
That BKB from Araman was just godly, just like literally just a millisecond before the Blink Echo Slam came. So he anticipated it. I'm not too sure if he had vision of the Earthshaker before or really nicely done. And not only that, he actually sundered the Doombringer just as he was about to die. So he exchanged his own life to help out the Doombringer survive for a little bit longer. In the end, didn't really matter, but a nice move nonetheless. But Vega, if you look at the graphs, they are getting a foothold here. I mean, XP 4k lead for them. Net worth still about a 2k lead for Goomba, but then again, they have destroyed more buildings at this point. So, I think Goomba, I mean, they haven't gained all that much recently as well, so it's still a rather even game, but looking just at the late game prowess, Goomba, they still kind of have it in the bag, or it feels like it.
It feels like, I'm not going to count Vega out by any stretch of the imagination, but if they can catch the Terrorblade without his BKB, they can blow him up. They can bring him down. They have enough magical damage. The problem, those reflexes on RNM are pretty damn quick. If he gets that BKB off, it might all be over for Vega, but for the crying. I still would like to see a Valor Discord on at least one of their heroes, ideally the Zeus. You consider how much magical damage they've got. Skywrath, Mystic Flare, Arcane Bolt, Zeus, well, everything. Ravage, they've got Gush. Throw in Echo Slam. Veil is a must.
Oh, the Doom doesn't come out the 4-step from no one. He gets to the high ground before, gets the Thunder God's Wrath, Viper Strike onto Chill as well. Primal Split was even used, so if they can disengage normally, but never mind Sima, he wanted to go in with a Fisher, had to back off now. CA, he comes into the Static Storm as well. What an unfortunate blink, but do they have the Echo Slam? No, it's still on cooldown. They kill off Edie though, they might even get Chill. There's the Silence up as well. He can't even get the ultimate off at all in this fight.
That was a very good fight for Vega. That was about as good as they could hope. And they're going to go for more. They go for the Terrorblade and manage to finish him off. They might lose no one for this, though. He needs to get the hell out of there. He needs one more attack. And, well, still, that's a pretty damn good trade for Vega. Now they've got to be very careful, though. The Brew is chasing that Zeus. And if they can bring down the Brewmaster, this will be near perfect. And they manage it, a full 5-man wipe in exchange for only a Skywrath Mage. This is what I don't want to count a team out. They have the comeback capability. They have that damage potential still. It's just more difficult as this timer ticks on past the 30-minute mark. Still, a tier 2 now going down in favor of Vega. The first tier 2 for them. They're starting to catch up in terms of buildings, and they just need to be careful with their positioning from this point on.
Oh, Edie, he gets jumped again. Beautiful stuff. Seema just Fisher into Blink, Enchant Totem. They just gained so much. They got like 6 kills. They got the tier 2 down as well. And that fight, their movement, them just kiting around, although they were spread at the start, Goomba were not able to just take good advantage of that. And of course the Zeus getting the immediate 4-step out as the Blink came in from the Doombringer. Had he gotten the Doom off onto Zeus with the no 4-staff, easy kills there and this fight just wouldn't have happened. But Vega, it's not like it went cleanly for them. Earthshaker came in into the Static Storm, there was a Blink into Static Storm fight at High Hunter as well. So it wasn't even like the perfect fight for them, yet they still won it hands down. And at this point, Terrorblade, I mean, he went for a BKB, But after that, literally for like 2-3 minutes, he hasn't gotten any gold after that.
And he needs to keep his item progression going. If not a Manta, Skadi, just something to help him tank up and try to continue this illusion kind of split push. And honestly, we're not seeing as much split push as I thought we would. RNM could start pushing the top lane, could put some pressure on the bottom lane, just keep Vega guessing. I suppose, though, he may want to be a bit more cautious, considering Vega are quite literally Team Blink Dagger. I mean, Blink Dagger Zeus would not surprise me this game if this keeps up. But it'll be an Aghanims coming up for the Zeus next. He's got that point booster. If he gets the Aghanims, going to help out in terms of damage. Still would look for the Refresher just so he can obliterate everyone. The Bloodstone, he's up +1 charge from the start now. Could be good things going the way of Vega if they can keep up the pressure and keep that Terrorblade down.
Well, it's going to be a little bit harder since Roshan is going on at this point, and I did want to ask you, the Necrobook choice from Doombringer, how much is it actually accomplished, apart from just helping out with Roshan at the moment? It feels like that item choice has maybe let them down a little bit.
If they were split pushing more, I would say it would be much more valuable and much more worth it. This game, though, you're against a Zeus, you've got a Tide, Earthshaking, all the magic damage in the world. I'll sum it up like that. Vega can throw the kitchen sink at the Doom, and the Doom can't do anything about it. If that Doom had a BKB, he would live.
He went for a Blade Mail now as well. I mean, it's a nice form of just returning damage to everybody who damages you during its activation, but it's just yet another item that really doesn't help you towards the later stages or reliably winning fights or anything.
No, it doesn't. Even with a Blade Mail, they can still just kitchen sink the Doom, and the Doom will die. The Doom just cannot stand without BKB, not against this much magical damage. I mean, it's only going to get worse. Well, I was about to say it's only going to get worse when Zeus finishes out as Aghanims. He already has the Aghanims.
And a level 3 ultimate to boot, so 640 damage to every single player on Goomba. And Ancient Apparition, he only has 910 HP. Disruptor not doing too much better, slightly so, but less than 1k as well. It's definitely getting harder. Not only that, CA on the Tidehunter level 3 Ravage already has the Oblivion stuff. There's the Thunder Gush Raft for some vision exist. His Silence up into the Mystic Flare Gush as well. They get the kill. That's no buyback. 50 seconds for free push. They can get the tier 2 top lane, for example. But yeah, they're gonna have a double Ravage at some point as well.
That Thunder God's Wrath took RNM down below half health alone. No one is making the Zeus pay off to a grand level. I may still be hesitant about the choice of a Bloodstone, but he's managed to do enough after he's got the Bloodstone to recover after that first death with it. So I think this could still go Vega's way. It does get more difficult as the game goes on, though, due to Terrorblade. The ever-present threat of a split-pushing Terrorblade who just gets more and more farm. Now he's got a Manta. Skadi next, quite possibly, or Butterfly. Nasty choices. I should think it'll be Skadi to help him tank up in terms of health, but no one. Lurking nearby, in comes the Ice Blast from that Ancient Apparition. This could be bad for no one if there was some other form of control here, but Terrorblade alone cannot man up on a Zeus, especially when CA and, of course, King R are nearby on their respective heroes. But they're going to TP bot, look to maybe push this Ancient Apparition out, possibly get the kill there, especially if Seema can land this, does catch the stun. Gasher caught in the tree line, but going to force stuff over the Fissure. Looks like he's going to escape. Can he get out? Seems he will.
They were so close to actually having the Aftershock in range for Seema there. You tried to enchant Totem as well. Tidehunter, he got doomed up. Arseek finds the kill, or Araman rather finds the kill on Arseek, and Tidehunter don't think he's going to be able to escape, or is he? 2 man's chill, he blinks in, and oh god, Tidehunter, he misstepped. If he had been able to run deeper into the forest, I think he would have been able to blink out at one point. So 2 kills for Aram, or Goomba rather. They still have the Metamorphosis, and the Aegis for another almost 2 minutes. Do they keep on pushing now? Do they try to just force it now? Oh, but the blink! Force Death Echo Slam coming out. Thunder Gush have to follow. They pop the Aegis almost immediately. Static Storm didn't do much of anything. Can they get more kills though? Exist, he's around as well. Does he still have the Primal Split? Yes, he does. And he's gonna use it, so no one. On the run for Araman. BKB activated, which isn't gonna do much of anything, but they're gonna get the kill anyway. Zeus, he denies himself, commits suicide. But the biggest thing was that Araman, he had the Metamorphosis activated, or he activated it just before his Aegis loss.
Indeed, and especially with that kind of initiation from Seema, and looking for more, does come back in. In comes the Blade Mail. Can they bring down Chill? Yes, they can. And the Mystic Flare, make that a double going the way of Vega. 2 big kills on the cores of Goomba, and now is their option to push, in my mind. You were about to ask me, do they keep pushing? I was about to say, hell no. There was an Earthshaker running at them, but he beat me to it.
Man, Earthshaker just... That is how strong that support can be. He just demolished them completely. I mean, they even managed to back off for a little while just because Vega didn't have the rest of the heroes to jump in there, especially the Tidehunter with the Ravage. But even then, the fight went so well just because Goomba, they hung around, they wanted to go for their own kills with the Aegis coming back. I really think had the Terrorblade had the Metamorphosis after the Aegis, it would have been all fine for them, just excellent pushing, just more damage, whatnot. But I really didn't understand Terrorblade's choice to activate Metamorphosis like that.
Yeah, especially when you're pushing into this kind of lineup when you've got the Aegis. It's the same mindset of Lycan. You go in, you soak the spells, you res, then you pop your Metamorphosis or your Lycanthrope meta in the case of a Lycan. But you don't pop your BKB or your meta on your first life in general logic of using the Aegis on those heroes. I mean, there are some exceptions to the rule, but that is the general basis. Still, though, aggression's starting to come out of Vega. They're starting to posture in position. They want to try to get some kind of pick-off in the enemy jungle and maybe go for the tier 2 top. That would be the easiest target considering it's at half health.
Oh man, Gaisha might be in some trouble, never mind, no one. Not gonna spot him out. Has a 4-step as well on the Ancient Apparition. But at the moment, 27 to 21 the kill score, 33 minutes into the game. Just Thunder God's Wrath, kind of. Well, oh, he's gonna get the kill anyway, but he might pay with his life. Exist comes in, I don't think there's an escape. Trying to TP out, but should have attempted it immediately then. Static Storm as well, just to be on the safe side. He does purchase up an Oblivion Staff, so not gonna lose too much gold at all. Going for a Refresher Orb by the looks of it. If they get double Thunder God's Wrath plus double Ravage, how the hell do Goomba stay there? They still only have that one BKB. I guess Brewmaster gonna have his own now, but is it gonna be enough?
How do they deal with the double Thunder God's double Ravage? Doom the Tide. Easiest way, but Chill does come in, dooms the Tide, and this time pays for it with his life. Now they're going to go for more. They're going to go for Exist. This level of damage into Exist should be enough. They'll lose the Skywrath Mage, but they'll still get the kill. 3 for 2 in this minute or so of fighting across 2 fronts.
Oh god, this Doombringer is just Necrobook. Oh god, it could have been just beautiful if they had gone for the earlier game finish or something. Ice Blast will fly, but it's not Aghanim's buffed at the moment, and it won't be for a really long time unless something really miraculous happens for them. But this just has been underwhelming to Doombringer. He got off to such a great start. I was really expecting him to kind of take over the game, maybe go like BKB into Aghanims or something, but well, he hasn't been able to do much of anything. I mean, yes, some nice Dooms on the Tidehunter, but if there's no follow-up, then even the Doom won't matter too much.
Yeah, it's a case of they need the follow-up. If Doom can get the good Doom and the good follow-up from a Terrorblade, from the static field, and certainly not get caught by an Earthshaker, get you in a lot of trouble. Again, the Ancient Apparition just being the focused target, kill the AA off as much as possible, and glimpse back into a Static Storm. Could be the death here of Seaman. It will go down. Edie does eat a lot of damage from an Enchant Totem, but maybe getting a little ballsy and overzealous. 1 versus 2 on the hard lane, not the wisest idea.
Yeah, I think that the Zeus completely let him down in that case. He had the Thunder God's Wrath. It would have been a guaranteed kill on the Ancient Apparition. And Zeus, I have to say, he's been rather liberal with his usage of the spell anyway, the entire game. But now was the time he held it. It's like, come on, easy kills, guys. But it didn't happen. I guess it's not too big of a worry losing an Earthshaker like that. Although you don't want to give any space to Goomba for the Terrorblade to farm up. But Terrorblade, still Manta style and BKB 36 minutes in. It's not that scary, and BKB down to 7 seconds as well. Still a solid enough duration for the time being, but Tidehunter, man, he is about 350 gold away from getting his Refresher Orb.
And Zeus isn't that far behind him either. As I just checked, Zeus has already picked up the Perseverance, and double Aghanim's Thunder God's Wrath will be near enough to kill a Terrorblade. Even more so if we can get a Veil of Discord up. And I keep mentioning Veil. It is such a powerful item, especially when you look at Vega's team.
Man, it would be absolutely ridiculous for them. It at least looks like Doombringer is finally gonna go for a BKB of his own. About 1 point or 1k missing for that, almost a little bit less. So it's gonna be nice, but he's not gonna get it for the next fight probably. He's gonna guaranteed have to be able to do just Doom up the Tidehunter or maybe even Zeus. But one of those will get off the double ultimate regardless. It's It's a scary thought, and Doombringer, he's gone for the item build that even if you go for a refresher orb, you might still lack the mana to just actually pop double ultimates. Or, well, I guess you won't with the levels that you have already as well, but do you even go for a refresher orb after the BKB if you're Doom, or what's the choice?
You sort of need a refresher on the Doom. If you can get Doom on the right targets, you're fine. However, as you correctly point out, no matter who he dooms, someone somewhere is going to either double ult, be it double Thunder Gods or double Ravage. Either or, it's not an acceptable outcome. Now, the problem here is he is going for that BKB, a BKB that I think both of us feel should have been earlier in this game. Maybe earlier BKB, ignore the Blade Mail, ignore the Necrobook in this case, get a BKB, then go AC or Shivas, preferably Shivas, and then Refresher, considering the threat level of these heroes on Vega's lineup with the Refreshers.
Oh, RMN comes in, his smoke breaks as well, he didn't get spotted out, but he's gonna run straight into Vega. No, Terrorblade, no, that's not the right way. Gets the BKB off, going for the TP out as well. Really smart choice, and man, I was so worried for a second there.
All it would have took is one slightly earlier stun, be it an Echo, be it a Fisher or a Ravage, and that could have been a dead Terrorblade. That hell could have been game at that point if Terrorblade doesn't have buyback, and at this point he doesn't.
I do completely understand the hesitation to just go for like immediate Echo Slam or Ravage though, just because there's a high chance it's an illusion.
Yeah, I'll agree to that one, but right now, Refresher Zeus, Refresher Tide, fun times ahead, guys. This is going to be a very nasty bit of territory.
Roshan, he was, I don't know, stuck, trying to hit nothing exist. He blinks in, but sees suddenly, whoop, nobody's in there. Fissured up, can they get exist now? Maybe. One Ravage gets popped preemptively. And now Static Storm as well, can they get the Doom? It's onto King Guard. That's not the best target to go for. That's kind of the worst target, the Viper. They get Seema just because he was hanging around in the kinetic field Static Storm still. But it's a buyback from Brewmaster, but did he intentionally Doom up the Viper, or was it just misclick because they were so clumped up?
I think it might have been misclicks, but as it stands, in comes the Terrorblade, does go for a Sunder straight away. Sunder doesn't really do all that much at this point, and now in comes that BKB Brewmaster. Going to be able to get that split off. They're going to go straight onto Arzeek and finish off that Skywrath Mage, but not really the most important target at this point. And, well, Tide is out. He doesn't have a Ravage available. He doesn't have his Refresher available either. Zeus, in the same position, he did use his Refresher in that fight, and it really didn't accomplish all that much, it felt like. The double Refresher Aghanims, it didn't kill off any of the supports by splash damage or collateral damage. It was surprising. But more importantly right now, item-wise, King R has himself an MKB.
Yeah, he actually hurts quite a lot with just physical damage. Almost at the same level of Terrorblade. Of course, Terrorblade has so many illusions to create, so still has more damage, of course. But Viper definitely not doing too bad. And I do believe both of those Ravages connected only one target each. Terrorblade's BKB was crucial there. Doombringer has his own BKB finish now. And Edie, he has himself an Aghanim Scepter for the Static Storm as well. So they are rather fight ready. Of course, they took that fight smartly as well. Just sending in like one hero at a time. Brewmaster did have to buy back for it, but in the end, perfectly fine. They got the Aegis on the Terrorblade now. And I, the same as you, was not impressed by the double Ravage, double just Thunder God's Wrath. I was expecting it to just crash fights, but if it doesn't connect properly on targets, I guess you can't expect too much.
I'll agree to that. The most important thing I think, item-wise, we've seen recently for Goomba at least, is that Aghanims on the Doom, on the Silencer Disruptor. The ability just to have an AoE Doom mute all those items up, especially those Refreshers. It's going to be quite handy, I think. And if more importantly, we can see a good fight with good positioning in a tight, enclosed space that Goomba can take advantage of. That can work out, but they need to doom a Zeus in that kind of scenario, considering, well, Zeus does so much damage by static through static fields. It's absurd. And they can start to keep this push going. King R has enough damage. They have enough magical backup to obliterate any single target that comes their way. It's either a 5v5 fight or nothing at this point for Goomba.
So if you're Vega at this point, do you somehow try to just bait out the Doom from, or the ultimate from the Doom, or like, you cannot just straight out force a fight, because if you're the one getting jumped, if you get doomed on the Tidehunter, for example, or the Zeus, you might not be able to just fight properly anymore. I mean, how would you initiate the fight if you were Vega?
If you're Vega, Blink Ravage straight into the enemy team before they get a chance to BKB. or Blink Echo would be better considering the cast time isn't there for the Echo Slam. So you just go in, Blink Echo, Ravage, Thunder Gods, everything dies.
For a second I thought they might jump on Chill right there. With the Invis they see Chill as well, but he has a BKB, so things are a lot harder, especially if it's a 10-second BKB.
They're just going to commit the Echo Slam. There's no escape from this one. Overkill on the ultimate committance in my mind. I don't think they needed that Thunder Gods, but these refreshers are now back online. There are 2 Ravages available, and the next fight could be the end of it for Goomba if they're not careful. But they are doing some split pushing. Exist is doing what he can. He's got some damage going to the tier 3 on the bottom lane, and you do have R&M rotating down there immediately. They want to try to split push this out. They want to try to be the rats. But Mass TP's back. They want to silence this right the hell now. Viper Stroke flies. Exist disjoints it. They're going to try to go in with Seema, but he goes straight into a Terror Blade. Does use a Ghost Step to buy him some time, but where is the backup? Seema's here alone. He will go down just to the Skadi right clicks of RNM. Ice Blast to connect as well. It's not needed at this point, but while this is all going on, what's going up in this middle lane? You've got CA and no one up here doing nothing. Do they even have a TP on both of these heroes? They do, thankfully, but split across 2 sides right now. Edie will be the unfortunate victim to walk uphill into death. Uses his ultimate, which is a pretty big cooldown to be missing for this next fight, considering there is no one here that can back this up. I don't think Goomba are going to be in a good way to fight this next one without that Static Storm.
Well, I guess he's only gonna have it on cooldown for another 20 seconds once he respawns, so might not be that big of a deal. But the biggest thing is that the Earthshaker, he got baited so hard by the Brewmaster. It's like, yeah, I'm only chasing a Brewmaster, suddenly Terrorblade looking at him.
Yeah, surprise, Terrorblade.
And Terrorblade has himself an Eye of Skadi, another 2k as well, so he's definitely picking up speed with the farm now. Although, he's still only number 3 in net worth, and Doombringer number 4 even. That's the most surprising part. I mean, Doombringer, who was number 1 like 15 minutes into the game or something, usually continues to be number 1 throughout the entire game, but that's not the case here. Still though, Goomba, they're hanging on, Terrorblade getting bigger and stronger, but what's the next choice? Is it just Butterfly for extra attack speed? I mean, you're not that worried about the physical damage from Vega anyway, most likely. Are there some other choices, like, say, Tanic, something along those lines?
No, it's going to be a Butterfly. They just need the damage. Either Butterfly or MKB. And I don't think an MKB is necessary unless the Viper goes for a Butterfly. And he's just completed a Manta. So he's near enough 6 slot. The only thing he can do really is get travels and then look for a Butterfly. Or a Heart. A Heart would actually suit King R, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't be all that bad. I mean, just raw tankability. Of course, allow yourself more time to get off the Sunder as well on the enemy targets. But they do also have a pipe finished after the last fight that happened. Kasha has it on the Ancient Apparition. Of course, that's going to delay his Aghanim Scepter by even more. But they're not relying on the Aghanim Scepter or the Ice Blast that much anyway at this point. The pipe, of course, is going to mitigate quite a lot. Although, I say quite a lot, it's like one Zeus's ultimate worth, pretty much. But it's still something.
Yeah, a pipe would help out, I do agree. But at this point, it might be a little bit too late. You've already got that kind of nasty magical damage up. Sure, it'll mitigate 400. But I want to say a Veil would still chew through the majority, even with a pipe. If a Veil comes online for either of these heroes, it's going to be unpleasant. And they've got enough gold to. I'm still not sure why I don't see a Veil of Discord. Someone, please.
I really don't know either. I mean, at the most, Skyriff has himself a Staff of Wizardry, so is it just going to be like Yule Scepter? Is it a Dagon with that single null talisman that he has on the Skyriff?
I hope not. I hope that's a Veil in making. But we do now have travels flying out from Terrorblade, so he's going to really be looking a rat, be the illusionary rat that he can be. And, well, we're getting later and later in the game. I said 30 minutes, but it seems Vega managed to have a show of force and manage to keep this game going. We're still getting closer and closer to that 1 hour mark. Ultimates are starting to fly. Zeus does pop 1 Thunder God's Wrath, going to force back a bit. Good damage being thrown in from the Skywrath Mage, but going to the Cyclone up will go down. No way is he going to escape this one. Now in come the BKBs. King R trying to get aggressive, doing what damage he can to Chill. Chill will go down. And now Seema could be in a lot of trouble, especially with RNM. This Terrorblade is huge. In comes Ravage number 1, though. RNM needs to be focused down. Anchor Smash is there. They need a second Ravage. There it is. They still need to focus down RNM. He is going to be a problem. He can Sunder right now. Not going to get the Sunder off, though, it seems yet. Couldn't go on CA. Where's the Sunder? Going to just try to brawl. will go down. No Sunder at all, and what
He used the Sunder straight as he came into the fight after the Echo Slam on the Earthshaker, so it was still on cooldown from that. And I really expected Vega not to get that great of a fight, but Kingar with the BKB, he was absolute man mode on the Viper. He's like, screw this, guys. I got doomed before. I have 800 HP, but I don't care. I'm just gonna bulldoze through everything.
I must have rapidly targeted one of the illusions he spawned with the mirror, because that doesn't show the cooldown, so my bad on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies.
But man, that fight, and of course Terrorblade, he did get kited around rather heavily, and they pretty much exclusively used both of the Ravages for the Terrorblade. One also clipped the Disruptor, but that was just such a huge fight. I really wonder at how they actually managed to do that. And now there's a Hex finished on the Zeus. That's double Hex, double Thunder God's Wrath.
Yeah, that's going to be nigh impossible to deal with. The Zeus has just been huge in this game, and
I don't often mention a Zeus's right click, but his right click is over 200 on a Zeus.
That is pretty significant, to be honest, although I don't know how much he's going to use it. But Kasha, oh god, he gets cashed by CA. Never mind, no follow-up. But that pipe, for example, in the last fight for Ancient Apparition, did more or less absolutely nothing.
It seems that we are looking for some form of split push finally, and in comes RNM, going to be charging down this top lane. Does have backup from Chill, who does have himself the Necro Book, of course, which really we haven't seen a real effectiveness out of so far. And I'm waiting for the TPs back. Where is the defense from this? They must have seen this. In comes the first TP. They need to really get something here. Thunder Gods, number one, going to fly in. No one going to look to get a little bit more aggressive. And well, just look at how quickly we've seen backups from Chill. They're going to go up to that mid lane and try to fight. They lose ED, though, just to the damage of that Skywrath Mage backed up by King R. And, well, the positional control of Vega, just with that Viper, with the Ravage threat as well, it's just scaring Goomba.
Yeah, and of course at the moment Disruptor, he just made the mistake of actually running low ground. He completely ran into his own death, there was no denying that one. So that was a slight misplay, but Kingar coming back to the mid lane. Blink, Echo Slam onto Chill. Can they get the Viper Strike as well? If they can, it's a dead Doombringer, I think. So at least BKB activated. Blade Mail as well. They don't care about it though, but Kingar, he got stunned for a second, or he didn't keep on running at least. It should have been an easy kill on Chill, to be honest. But now, Chill blinks forward, not gonna get the TP cancel or anything. Thunder God's Wrath, he gets the kill anyway. Took them a little bit longer, was a little bit sloppy, but they got the kill. Kingar is gonna maybe make it out, thrown up in the air by the Cyclone. But I think he's safe.
Well, you can't run from heaven in this case. Even he knew that even if he went back to the well or tried to in time, he didn't have the TV scroll. He was going to die nonetheless. So he tried to come back in for the Doom, didn't manage to do so. Just this is a stronger show of force from Vega than I thought. You said they were very, very strong early game. They've managed to keep this kind of momentum going, and it is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so damn solid as a team overall, to be honest. As we can see from their showing currently. I mean, 25k net worth on a Zeus, 24k on a goddamn Viper who is out farming a Terrorblade. Like, how often can you say that you've seen such a game?
Not often at all, and the item completed on our Zeke isn't a Veil, it's actually a Rod of Atos, and I can get behind a Rod of Atos, but I still want to see a damn Veil.
Man, it's... Veil definitely would be excellent for them, like anybody of them, although it looks like Sima... Is he gonna find Otterman? Fisher's there. Echo Slam is still on cooldown, so Enchant Totem, the only one used. I don't think they have what it takes to cancel the TP now. Yeah, he gets out. Others weren't just close enough in time, but... Is this Ultimate Orb also going towards a... Hex on Earthshaker, or is it maybe a Linken's to just assist your friendly Viper or Tidehunter or Zeus?
Lincoln's could work, actually. Lincoln's would help out quite a bit, and it seems... Instead, the order of business will be Roshan, get themselves an Aegis, and I think this will be the first Aegis that Vega will secure for themselves.
And it's the most important one because it also drops cheese from Roshan.
The downside here is, if we take a look around the map, you've got the heroes of Goomba all starting to position themselves, but no one is a little bit wise to this. He comes up to the high ground and starting to force them back a bit. So Roshan, while he is dying slowly, unless we see mass rotations, should go down here in favor of Vega, but in comes a smoke. Exist, going to be charging forward, does have that primal split. Could be looking for a good fight here, but all of the heroes of Vega are wise to this. The vision granted by that Thunder God's Wrath, they don't want anything to do with it.
And Kingguard, they don't have any just health regeneration, no mech, no urn even on their team. And of course, no Heart of Trask for the Viper himself. So it did get punished quite heavily just by Roshan being solo there. A little bit unfortunate, but at least Goomba, they themselves don't really dare go into this. Terrorblade with the boosted travels, he can go a little bit farther away and hope to TP in time. If they had a Necrobook, for example, which isn't cooldown at the moment. So both teams kind of just standing around Roshan, just facing each other off.
Well, the thing is, Roshan is at half health, so he is key to be taken here, and it seems that Vega might find the opening. They're going to try to poke and prod around it again, but I think the most important thing to note is this tower is still up for the Goomba lineup, which is their easiest tower for accessing the Roshan pit. That is going to be the most important thing for the next Roshan fight, the fact that tower still stands. If Vega decide to take that tower first instead and then go for Roshan, that would give them a bit more of an edge. I think the Rosh pit fight might be the next key thing.
I took a look at the graphs over quite some time, and that one fight that happened in the mid lane, just the net worth graph, it looks so weird. It had been like at the 6k mark for almost 20 minutes. Suddenly up to 20,000 just from one fight. But now Gasha, he gets hexed up, no follow-up though. But like you said, just going for the tier 2 might be the smarter choice, and they are going for it now.
And they still have the backup of the double ults on both the Tide and that Zeus. So, got to be very respectful of that. And yeah, they're going to take that tier 2 before they try for the Roshan pit. This takes away so much control of the Roshan. But we could have a bit of a fight brewing here. Doom does come in, looks for some damage onto Arzik, but Arzik manages to force stuff to the low ground. Glimpse back, though. This could be his death. He's not going to survive at all, I don't think. No, one big crit comes out. Brewmaster will finish him off. But Thunder Gods fall, and that's a double kill for the Zeus.
Oh, wow. He just killed off a Terrorblade solo. That's
Indeed,
how strong
no
he
one
is.
is still going. He wants exist. Just too much damage. 2 right clicks can do it, but no, he gets the primal split off and forces himself up off into an immune position. But now in comes the first Ravage, second Ravage. They're trying to bring down R&M. He needs a Sunder, but can't manage to do it in time. He will fall, and now they're looking for Chill. Gonna fall to one more Gush. King Aaron are beyond godlike. This is just all gone the way of Vega. They're gonna finish off Gasha. All of them are dead. That's a full 5-man wipe. And Goomba, I don't think they can handle game 1.
Not with the dieback on Terrorblade. Had he still had buyback, maybe so. But even had he had it, there would have been no metamorphosis. So really excellent fight from Vega. Double Ravages. They didn't stun most of the targets just because there was Primal Split and BKB and Doom, but they got the Terrorblade, that's all they needed. All the while, King R just focus fire down the Terrorblade as well with the Monkey King Bar procs to follow. Beautiful stuff, and GG called 54 minutes in. Terrorblade, who looked to be pretty farmed at some point, actually lost the game.
Yeah, this was quite a surprise to me, considering late game Terrorblade, you think, oh, that is the most single scary thing you can think of, but not in this case. Bigger
It's
team
only
fights.
scary if you have items, man.
Yeah, bigger team fights, bigger magical damage seem to win. Vega will take game 1, but of course this is a best of 3 series, I believe.
Yes, it is. It is the quarterfinal for the GG League, if you're wondering. So best of 3s all around for the entire playoffs. Single elimination, you lose, you are completely out. So we shall see if Vega Squadron can actually make this a 2-0 and grab themselves an so-called easy win. This definitely wasn't an easy game for them, but a win nonetheless. So guys, we're heading into game 2 now, so hopefully you're going to join us there as well. Definitely some great Dota as we just saw, or exciting at the very least if you don't want to call it great for some reasons. But if you liked what we did, you can always follow us for more content. It's Twitter as well as Facebook, HeflaTV for both. Links also below the stream. For the casters, it's at Coucher for me, at Mr_Blackadder for my co-caster if I'm correct.
Correct.
So yeah, you can check us out, leave us some feedback, whatnot, and just see you in game number 2.